All right, this has the potential to be the greatest show that we've ever done. It also has the potential to be the worst show that we've ever done. JFK is probably the best-looking president we've ever had, right?
Yeah, sexiest.
No,
I mean, Barack Obama, obviously.
Oh, Barack was
the
sexy.
blind spot there, sorry.
No, he was. Yeah, you're right. Jimmy Carter, maybe?
Guillermo?
I don't see the JFK thing. Yeah. Like I've always thought he's overrated. Like he has big bags under his eyes. I don't know.
That was the stress, man. I mean, listen, when you're running around with Monroe, when you're married and the president and all that stuff's going on, I mean, there's stress involved there. Plus that whole, Cuban Missile Crisis thing.
Yeah, but if he was around today, I don't think people today would find him that attractive.
Oh, no way.
Oh, no, you're crazy.
I'm bringing up a picture right now. Let me take a look.
Well, hold on. Because I'd be interested. You mentioned Jimmy Carter. I would throw Ronald Reagan.
I was kidding about Jimmy Carter.
Oh, you were? No, because I would say Jimmy Carter back in his prime was actually a pretty decent-looking guy.
Right.
Like, you have to go back a ways on Jimmy Carter, but you'll see there's... I would put Ronald Reagan in that conversation as well.
FDR. I mean, Ronald Reagan's cheating because he was like a professional actor.
He was an actor. Right. Yeah,
but I mean,
the Hollywood thing going.
FDR is fantastic. I mean, despite the whole polio thing. Really sexy gentleman.
He overcame that. Yeah, he really did.
Yeah, they just propped him up. He looked like commanding and handsome.
Wait, but are we saying this is a two-president race here? Is it Obama and J.F. Kennedy in terms of best looking?
Realistically. Unless you want to get into the 19th century presidents who had the full beards.
Oh, please do.
Garfield and guys like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think those are like more like fetish type guys. They're not the type of guy that everyone will be in on. But like if your thing is a chunky guy, you're down with Taft. Like that's your thing.
Yeah, they all weighed 400 pounds back then.
Right.
Rutherford B. Hayes, all those guys.
If you could only nominate one from that era, Greg, since you are the expert in that era, who would you nominate?
Lincoln wearing nothing but the stovepipe.
Ooh, Franklin Pierce has good bone structure. If you see like a young Franklin Pierce, look him up.
Okay, I'm on it. There has to be a list on this, right? Like best looking presidents? There has to be.
Frank Pierce, I called him.
I'm still looking at these JFK pictures, and I think it also has something to do with like the whole mystique around him at the time and like Camelot, like you mentioned, because he's a decent looking guy. Who was the president just before him? Because that might have something to do with that, where it's kind of like, oh, we went from.
Well, that was Nixon, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
I think it was.
Nixon,
yes.
So that might have something to do with it. Is like we got Nixon. He's a liar. He's not very handsome.
Oh, sweat like a pig.
Then we got JFK rolling in there, looking young.
Yep.
I'm checking out a list right now. So the list that I have has Theodore Roosevelt number 1.
What?
But they do have JFK number 2. They have Barack Obama number 3. They have Thomas Jefferson at number 4.
What?
Yes. And Franklin Pierce, by the way, is number 5. Clinton somehow is number 6. He was not a good looking guy.
Women thought Clinton was sexy.
Well, women did, yes.
Yeah.
Chris.
Ulysses S. Grant, he has like a rugged look to him. I think I'm looking at the same list as you, Stugotz, number 18. He's got like the rugged beard.
Yeah, let me check him out. Hold
Sexy
on.
beard.
Handsome guy.
Yep. George Bush also, yeah.
I don't even think that Theodore wins for the Roosevelt category. Like, FDR.
Yeah, I'm with you on FDR.
It's handsomer than Theodore. Theodore has like the chain on his glasses. It's not, I don't know. It's not much of a look. It's like an adult baby with a mustache.
Teddy's like the guy you'd marry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
FDR's like the guy you date.
Right.
Didn't FDR have the creepy monocle and the, cigar with a holder and all that? Who am I thinking of?
I believe he did. By the way, Grant is undercover, sneaky good looking.
Let's see.
That Chris is right.
Check out this Ulysses.
He is manly.
Has that name disappeared, Ulysses? You don't see many of those anymore.
When's the last time you've heard that?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a young Ulysses.
You slightly tripped over that. You stepped on my slide.
I'm sorry. I was setting up a Ulysses S. Grant. The S is for sexy, but don't step on that.
What were your questions about, was it FDR, Greg? With the monocle and all that?
I think he had a cigarette holder.
Yeah, I
It's
believe.
a Monopoly guy.
Are we sure that the Monopoly guy is not based on FDR?
It could be.
Who was he based on?
Not sure.
Greg?
I want to create a list here. Yes, I want to create a list here and have the people vote at Le Bedard Show on Twitter. Let's come up with 4 presidents, okay? We each get to pick one. Mike, you get to pick one.
Let me warn you ahead of time.
Right.
Do not leave Obama off the list.
Okay, so Domonique is going with Barack Obama. Greg is going with JFK.
I would go with JFK, or if someone else didn't pick him, I would go with Clinton.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Ronald Reagan. Mike, who do you got?
Calvin Coolidge guy.
All right. All right.
Nerd.
You know what? We'll make it 7. Fat Chris, who are you going to nominate? Ulysses Grant? Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Guillermo?
I'm going to stick with my boy Frankie Pierce.
Okay. Frankie Pierce. And Roy?
JFK.
He stole your Barack Obama, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
JFK was nominated already, no?
We can get a double vote.
Yeah.
Coolidge kind of looks like the devil.
Yeah, he does.
I'm looking at these pictures of Calvin Coolidge, and I'm going to have to judge you, Mike.
Just went for a funny name.
Yes, he did. Well, I knew what you were doing there. I don't like the...
Bad president as well.
Who was?
Coolidge.
Yeah.
Why?
Very bad
You
reputation.
remember him?
Yeah, I do, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Did you vote for him?
I did not. No, I voted for his opponent, Jack McGillicuddy.
That will never not be funny to me.
I'm in heaven right now. I just want to take a moment to
he's the best.
enjoy
He's
how
the
happy
best.
I am.
Guillermo wants to change his nominee for best-looking president in United States history.
Yeah, someone pointed this out on Twitter, and they're right. Millard Fillmore looks exactly like Alec Baldwin.